And we can just dance the night away until we get no more. I'll shake all the hurt away so you can feel and forget who you used to be. For just tonight, could you just dance the night away?
I'm not gonna lie, I'm dragging my feet this morning. I woke up, I wanted something to eat, didn't know what I wanted, was too tired to feel like, too tired to actually like make something crazy. My husband made me bacon, thank goodness. And then I went and made some hot tea. And I thought about starting the stream why the hot tea was making, but then I decided no, that I was actually wanting to wait until it was done. So I made a full thing. I just made a full cup. I would really like to make a full pot, but Sorry, I was getting my phone set up. There we go. Alright, so first on the agenda, I think we're going to see if we need to do dailies for Halloween. I'm still doing Halloween stuff, mostly just dailies and things. Okay, cool. So we're going to do the Halloween stuff. See what we can get. Race, jumping puzzle, and Oprah trick or treat facts. Okay, cool. But yeah, we're gonna do some of the daily stuff. I'm like 3. I farmed everything. I'm like 3.
I want that.
That was a good one. Awesome. You should give me back the 5 bags I opened. No? Fine. Okay, so we're going to Guildhall and get the bell here. So yeah, we're just going to do 3 of them and then head on to the new expansion stuff. Like I said, I'm still trying to get the rewards. I'm mostly like 3 skins away from having the rest of the Halloween armor, weapons and stuff. But I'm really not in any obsessive rush. I've mostly been getting that Ecto when it's in the weekly stuff. Alright, good. Now, what else do we need other than jumping puzzle? We could defeat 40 Halloween things. I would say the labyrinth, do the labyrinth race and the minions. So, let's see. I can't remember which map. Okay, cool. As online search. Cool. But after this, we'll head to the expansion. Also, I fixed my mouse. Yesterday, we figured out what it was. So, it's the battery that's being jarred in it, which is what I thought it was, but I wasn't positive. Because the same the last battery, the mouse I had was the same mouse brand. It lasted me like a good while. So this one also lasted me a pretty good while. But it had the battery is getting loose. And since the battery's getting loose, my husband shoved a piece of paper in there. But we still had to reboot the computer for it to register and everything. So it was a pain and a half. Sorry, I wish I remember. They said Silveromatic, and then I kept thinking, this is the Silveromatic? Because it's always gold, and I always just think it's the Goldomatic, even though you don't use the gold to craft it. Which is what it's called. It's called using copper versus silver, that type of thing. I had someone ask me one time why it was called a copper fed. And I was like, you pay coppers to break down gear. They're like, oh, I'm like, isn't it no different than like kits and stuff? I'm like, no, it's cheaper than kits. Because you have a higher chance when you break stuff to get better stuff back without Magic Find really being a factor. Magic Find makes it more likely, so you're more likely to have cool stuff. But the Copper-O-Matic has a higher percentage than a kit, and it's cheaper to break stuff. I don't know why my character wasn't jumping very far. I couldn't get the camera to whip back around. Not that's the mouse or game's fault. Anyways, so yeah, she She was very confused by it. Like it's cheaper in the long run because you're paying stuff. And I showed her a screenshot through the Discord at one point through private messages, showing her like the amount it would cost to break down like 10 gear versus like buying a kit. And she's like, "Oh, that makes sense." Because after I broke it down, and then I showed her what I got out of it, and I got some ectos out of some of it and whatnot. With the Copper-O-Matic, I got lots of leather at that time. But I showed her you'll make back your copper within no time. You're almost guaranteed to make it back. Obviously, your magic fine being higher is better. But I told her you're not also running back to NPCs, so you're not paying the taxes for jumping from one TP to the next. So, and you're not having to waste your time to run back to an NPC to get pet kits, and you're not taking up space in your inventory for kits if you're using it. So I've always said the Copper-Matics are, Copper-Matic, Sigma-Matic, and Ruin-Matic are really good investments. There we go. Let's get a little closer since my character's taller. My Surin's a little shorter, so I can actually pull the camera back. Damn it, that was my own fault. I like whipped around. I didn't whip around correctly. I wanted to land on the gear, and I'm like, you can't land on the gear. Actually, I don't know if you can land on the gear, but I never do it because it's too slow to. It gives you an extra bunny hop. That's a problem. Also, this person in front of me's got a nice hairdo. I like the swirl. Honestly, I probably would have added this swirl to my own character if the rose haircut didn't come into me. I love the rose haircut. It's like my favorite one. I think the only one would be better is if you had one that was a full-blown bloom instead of it just being more like a bun. I get why this hairstyle is like that. It's basically supposed to be like a pulled-back bun. But if they had one that was like a bloom, it might be different. Kind of cool if you had like different ones, like a lily one, because there's a lot of people who like lilies, and then maybe one that's like, I don't know, a dandelion or something. They have a mushroom hat. Can't be that much unusual. I'm not sure if we'll be able to get this one. Yeah. There seemed to be a sputter there, but I'm gonna chalk up to me streaming because it takes a lot on the computer. Oh, tea was a good decision. It's black tea with some creamer and stuff, or sugar. I like that line. It's pretty cool. All right, let's go. Aw, come on. I hate when it shows that it's there and then it doesn't let you jump on it because you have to wait for it to load in. It's like, really? It's right there. I see it. Disrespectful. All right. Let's see. I don't want to switch tunes for my Surin. It's really annoying. I don't want to do that. So much extra freaking work. I've done it with my Surin, my Savarian. Honestly, I do have a complaint with the jumping puzzle that obviously not yet, but when these events roll over, there's so much time wasted in the rollover. It's just like, can we like? I know it's supposed to be. It's like a PvP thing, and it's like registered as that. But trying to go from one match to the next is so slow. In PvP, normally that's fine because it gives you time to break and have a stretch your hands and stuff. But with the jumping puzzle, it's just like, no, people aren't lingering here and competing with each other to the top unless you have friends playing together, So they're not in here doing it together. They're they're doing their own thing half the time. So like normally people come here, do their daily and leave, except for, like I said, a few people who really love the puzzle or they're farming it for things and they're just really good at it, whatever things would be. But you don't get like any rewards for being first place or having the most, so there's no point in staying here. Unlike in PvP, where if you stay and you get like a good rotation going and you get like a lot of people going and you have a team, you make stuff from that. That's why I said that makes more sense from a PvP perspective. Okay, hold up. That was weird. I'm gonna skip the chests. There we go. Got it. Now I got it nice and far. There we go. This is the one that's the most challenging one with my bigger tunes. Especially my Char. I swear he's taller. And that plays a huge factor, I swear. I appreciate it when I don't do standing in the goo. There we go. Ooh, that's so much. That corner right there, that blind corner is so awful with tall tunes. And you can pull it in, yes, but trying to whip the camera in and whip it back out while you're trying to run is it's too much concentration for me. Normal people, sure. If you're neurotypical, you'll do fine. Me, and not so much. Awesome, now we go to the maze. I succeeded at the last potential opportunity. Oh look, everyone's back. Nice. I'm leaving. Have a nice day, everyone. May you have the best of loots. Now we're gonna go do the racing. And we'll see if Mad King is up. If he is, then great. I like the Mad King. But, yeah, he's not. Okay, cool. I kinda, I like the Mad King says stuff, but I kinda wish that they had something similar. But not Mad King. It's like another mini game that happens in Lion's Arch between this hour mark. Because sorry, I need to go to the Labyrinth. I was almost going to the racetrack. We need to go to the Labyrinth. I like some stuff that so obviously we have these events here. If you do all the stuff right, you can technically have everything done within 2 hours if you start and go and whatnot, right? All the things that are required of you. But it'd be kind of cool if there's a lot of veterans who've already done a lot of the stuff and aren't super big on it like me and a few others, because I really like the maze, and even though I don't have as much to do this year as far as outside of collecting those skins from the daily routines, and I don't even really have to do that. You'll get them eventually, right? But I prefer to do it because it's fun, right? But what was I say? There's a lot of veterans who would like to linger in Lion's Arch and just do other things in Lion's Arch. Some side events you can kill time. Some time killers and stuff. So add little random events. I don't know why my R is not wanting to work. Add some little random hour events. I liked that when they did the April Fool's stuff. When they had little events going on, and granted, it was April Fool's. There wasn't anything serious. But it kind of would be nice. They had, the little, catwalk and the little fashion shows. I think it'd be really cool if they actually had fashion shows that are being played in Lion's Arch in bars and stuff. And let players go and vote and everything. And that kind of thing. They could be like that event can be triggered by players specifically. But then you could have other events that are like playing hide and seek with the kiddos, you know, trick or treating on doors. I'm not real big on trick or treating myself. I don't really like Halloween, but it is an idea, you know. Throwing eggs and toilet paper and stuff. You could have little missions and little things that have bags and opportunities that they could do in Lion's Arch. Give people an excuse that are lingering around in Lion to do other things if they want to. Or even just make it to where there's achievements or bags you can get and whatnot. Nothing like the lab, because the lab is the best way to get bags and stuff, and is insanely useful for that, right? That's fine. But like, let's kill so much of enemies in here. But like, you know, make it to where there's some things you can do for a few extra bags that you're lingering. Say if you're waiting 30 minutes for Mad King Says, which happens to be the case a lot of times when I'm playing, then you can kind of do that. And you can make it to where there are certain prizes or rewards hidden behind doing participations. And you can even make it lore excuse as to why it's suddenly a thing now and not before. Because they say, lore-wise, in the story, that the Mad King grows stronger every year. Right? And this is the strongest point that he comes out and then he like leaves and stuff, right? Because people perform the ritual to put him back. But what if they said, okay, well, the ritual's not working enough, it's starting to wane. The wizard tower is now working with us to try and improve our ritual better. And this is when new events get added, little tiny events, and you can just add up to it more and more. Like I said, I kind of think it'd be nice to have Lion have a little bit of something to kill time. Because a lot of people like the cauldron chair. And I think the main reason people like that cauldron chair, other than the reason they like most of the chairs, is they have something to do. You know? Because people like the ramen one too. The ramen table and everything. So it's just something that they can do that's just not too serious, but something that they can kind of manage. I could do it too now, mummies. Well, I already could do it. I just didn't have the pet on. And I changed the raptor, but I don't really want to. But yeah, like, that kind of thing. I mean, they already have doors, too, in... That could be another funny thing, too. They have doors in Lion's Arch. Another thing they could do is that if you pop open a door in Lion's Arch, or any major city, there is a chance that an event will pop out. That you could have a random, like, NPC that pops out that offers a reward. I hate the whipping around, it's really annoying. There we go. Sorry, my husband came over asking if I wanted something, and I was in the middle of having a conversation and fighting, so I got really distracted. Anyways, what whipping is, you can open the door, and certain NPCs can come out of the door, and those NPCs could have events that are good or bad or fun that can happen in that location. Have I did it? Did I kill 40? No, I got a few more. I got like 9 more to do. But yeah, so you could do it that way, you know? And it's really funny because you know people like to cause drama and stuff in like, you know, a little bit of trolling in Lion's Arch. Nothing obsessive, it wouldn't be anything bad. But if, say, if you opened the door and Steve came out and Steve became this little boss that you could fight in the arena around in Lion's Arch. Like, it could be like a very, very small percentage of it happening kind of thing. But I think it'd be really funny if everyone's in Lion's Arch and suddenly this thing happened. Like, you can make it to where he's only staying in one location so he doesn't patrol Lion's Arch. You know what I mean? So he's not, like, going anywhere very far and he doesn't randomly attack players. Another thing could be that you could just talk to him, too. Make it to where some of them are interactive. Because I think that would be kind of cool if you could beat up Steve and then start talking to Steve. Like, maybe he doesn't actually say anything, but he just looks at you and gives, like, a, you can get, like, chat with him. That might be another thing that might be funny, too, is that maybe you could get, an autograph book that players have to go and try and get autographs from the NPCs. but the only way to get them is by popping open a door in open world, and they have a chance of spawning. So you can also make it if you don't want to do boss fights. Say that was a little too risky for new players, or it was just too much of a hassle. Just make it to where after you've beat a door, that there's a chance that an NPC will spawn. And then when it does, you can talk to them. They have special dialogues and stuff. They sign your book, and then you can get like a reward for that. Because let's be real, everyone loves the NPCs, good or bad. Even though they like whine about a specific one, they all love them. So it'd be really funny if you could get an autograph book, and that'd be part of the grander scheme of things. Okay. Awesome. So yeah, sorry, I was looking at that. Now we're gonna head back to Lion's Arch and head back to the map. But yeah, I think it'd be kind of funny. It also might be kind of cool if you went and got autographs from the NPCs that are in the Nightmare Court, the Mad King's Court. No, not Nightmare Court, sorry. But then after that, you can get specific, specific, what's the word I'm looking for? Oh, what's the word I'm looking for? You could get specific, like decorations based off them. Like you could get a statue of Steve for your thing, or if you get his autograph enough times, because you can make it to where you have to get autographs so many times. So if you get his autograph like 5 times or 3 times or something like that, then you have a chance to get better stuff. So it starts with like you get like paintings up of them, then there's like other things, so you can like build on that and get like fan gear for it. It'd be really funny. All right, we are back.
Welcome to our camp, Commander. Not much to look at, but this is just the start. We're out here to hunt, tame, and study the wildlife. Unfortunately, there are others with more sinister intentions. If you can help us out around the camp, we can help you stop the inquest from succeeding in whatever they're planning.
Yeah. Okay, so we're back here. Let's kind of explore around. I got my mouse fixed, so we should be fine. Honestly, this one looks like, this waterfall right here looks like there should be something behind it. But it's just this plateau that makes it look like that. That little flat spot. Sorry, I'm just looking anyways. Hold up. Sorry, I've tried to look up, but the water is a problem. Because there's ley lines right there. I try to see if the ley line led to a hole in the wall that I didn't see. Okay. Don't see anything there. Sorry, look like a path that kind of struck north. Or twisted really aggressively. There's wood on that. There's a wood node on top of that floating rock. I mean, there's also this too. There's a control panel with the same buttons. It looks like it could be powered down from here. Start pushing buttons, look around for instructions. There are 5 lights for representing on the console by 0 and dash and 0. 0 means what on and means off. When 5 buttons are when there are 5 buttons and push a button that will trigger the lights on. Okay. In addition, changing one light will target the lights the left and right. Okay. Okay. I think I get what this is. Alright, after you mash the buttons, the lights go on out for a second before turning back on in a specific pattern. It seems you would probably want them all off. Okay. Okay, we're gonna do lights like this? Oh, that's sad. I would have liked actual little lights around it. Trying to do this is gonna be rough. Do that. There we go. So we got that now. We want them all off. Okay. There we go. That's cool. Like, don't get me wrong. That's a really good design, chat-wise. But it makes me sad that there isn't actually little lights on it, like on the little satellite itself. But I'm not going to complain. I still think it's pretty cool. And that's not obsessive, so... Like, not obsessively difficult, so I appreciate. I also kind of like how some of the... It seems like a lot of the hero points here are communes, or... They're the communes, fights, or they're puzzles, mental puzzles. I'm kind of okay with that. Because it gives some vets a little bit of break from just basic fighting. And most of the time, you're not going to go back to those hero points anyways. Oh. What's this? A mushroom. Is there a mushroom ring somewhere I should know about? I don't know. Hupsies, upsies. There we go. Oh, poor raptors. All right, let's look at the beautiful visa. I like I said, this area is very beautiful. I will give them that. They did an amazing job with the beauty. I definitely get Ark vibes from the story so far. But there's lots of like games that have done that, so it's probably not, you know what I mean? It's probably not the same. There's lots of, like let's be real, dinosaurs have made a bit of a comeback in the last few years. People like are really into them right now. I can't tell this water's deep or if it's just very blue. Just very blue. So like it's made a comeback, so it's becoming a little more trendy. And I mean, Guild Wars 2 has a raptor in it from the very beginning, so go figure, right? So sorry, I was looking over at them. I was gawking at the jellyfish for a moment. So yeah, it's kind of just, I think it's just that. I don't think that was necessarily an inspiration from Ark. I think it's more just inspiration from the trends that's going on. With it also being the Inquest, I kind of get why they went very robot with it. Oh my god, it's the balls. See, this is what I was talking about. These balls that exist, they exist in another area. They exist in like a Quaggan jumping puzzle. I do not appreciate. That is definitely a jumping puzzle. Hold up. I see this waterfall up here. I want to explore it. I just think it looks pretty. Hello. Oh, look at this. Look at this beautiful... Look. I want to be able to make waterfalls on my homestead. Look at these beautiful flowers. Sorry, dry throat. I want beautiful flowers to add to my homestead. I want more plants. Like, a lot of them. I do like that a lot of the plants that are in the homestead stuff are from the Maguma. But I want more. Like, I just want more flowers and trees and decorations and things. 'Cause I like liveliness. I would love NPCs to be added to. I would love it if you could win NPCs. Like, okay, for instance, there's that NPC that's a heart mission right outside of Lion's Arch. He is the crab merchant. I get leather from him all the time. He's a leather, like, you can, like, convert your karma to leather and back and forth. And you make some gold out of him. He isn't obsessive. It's not an amazing gold farm, but it's something that you can do in core pretty easy, right? I want to have him in my homestead because I think it'd be funny to have a crab event inside my homestead. Right? I think it would be really adorable to have him. Also,
And we can just dance tonight.